Hi, this is Andy from EZ Repair Hotline. One of the things you probably heard us say is that we work directly in your software. If you've got a folio, Buildium, Propertyware, whatever, we're going to work directly in that software for you so that you've got everything in one place. One thing we want to talk about now, though, is our new technology that we're rolling out, EZR Tech. And how do we roll out new technology and still allow your tenants and everybody else to work directly in Appfolio, Buildium, Propertyware? Well, we've solved that issue, and I want to talk to you about that today. And I'm going to do a screen share and show you what I'm talking about. So what you're going to see right now is you're going to see our internal console. And I'm just going to submit a request real quick in our console. But understand, this would normally be received directly through your Appfolio, your Buildium, or your Propertyware. So let's say your tenant is going into their portal and they're putting in this no heat request directly in your software. That's coming right into our software. And our AI is literally reading the work order and is going to go ahead and be able to handle the issues. And I'm going to show you here in a second. So let's just save this real quick and you can see what we've got. So here's our work order that would have come in, say, through Appfolio, right? And our AI would have automatically categorized it just based on the verbiage in the Appfolio work order. Figure out, oh, this is an HVAC issue, and then because of that, we're going to go ahead and send troubleshooting to the tenant immediately. So they're going to get real-time troubleshooting. They hit submit in Appfolio, and there it is. There's the text right away to help them out. So let's see what this text says exactly. So it says, thanks for submitting a service request. Before I sign a vendor, I need some more details. Click this link, and then it's going to basically take them to a page where they're going to be able to troubleshoot this HVAC issue. And again, since the system has already identified that it's an HVAC issue, this happens real time without any necessary intervention. So they're getting this as soon as they hit submit on the Appfolio work order or Propertyware or Buildium. And what it says is, please follow these steps. And then it has a YouTube video on how to troubleshoot my HVAC issue. So it's all right there. And then I can say issue is solved or it's not solved. Let's go ahead and say it's not solved. I wasn't able to solve it. And then let's go ahead and see what else it tells me after I say it's not solved. Well, now it's giving me some scheduling options. It's giving me some calendar options saying when would be a good time to have this fixed. And well, I'm going to say today would be, let's say tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 would be good. Otherwise, Friday at 11 or 1 works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and hit next. And I'm going to upload a photo if I want to. In this case, I'll just submit it without a photo. And there we go. And look what just happened on the screen. Real time, just as I hit submit immediately, here's all the preferred times. Troubleshooting was performed and was not solved. So now we get everything we need to assign this. Now, if for some reason the tenant didn't do the troubleshooting, let's say they didn't respond to the text, then that's where EZ Repair gets involved and manually communicates with that tenant, texts, emails, or calls them and gets that troubleshooting done before we assign a vendor. But in this case, they did it online through the text function, and we're able to go ahead and assign a vendor. So let's assign a vendor. And for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to say we're assigning Joe's Plumbing. So we're going to go ahead and just click that. And Joe's Plumbing is now assigned, and they're going to get a text and that's going to, yep, there it is. That's going to say, okay, let's see what their text says. So they're going to get a text now that says, hey, we get a new request for no heat. And when they click on it, it's going to give them all the details. It's going to give them pretty much everything that's on this front screen, tenant's information, the scheduled proposed times, and they can accept that work order. And I'm going to go ahead and accept it. And then as soon as I accept it, look what happens. A calendar comes up with all of the times that the tenant had said they're available. So it's going to actually suggest one time and say, hey, do you just want to take this time? And they can one-click accept it if they want, but they can look at all the times, or if they didn't like any of the tenant's times, they could suggest a new time. But let's say that I like one of the tenant's times, so I'm going to go ahead and just click on it and hit schedule, and there you go. And that is scheduled, and you can see it just showed up on our screen here. So there it is. I'm scheduled for Wednesday, 7 to 9, and the beep you just heard, guess what? That's to the tenant saying, hey, we confirm this. So it's all scheduled. Since it was one of the times the tenant put in, there doesn't have to be any back and forth. It's all scheduled. It's done. It's all set to go. So everything on this front screen now tells me what I need to know for this work order. Now, take a look at the Conversations tab, because in here, we can communicate with the tenant or the vendor. or both. And let's say that we just want to send them both a message. Thanks for scheduling. Not that we would normally send this message, but just to demonstrate, thanks for scheduling. And that's going to go to both the tenant and the vendor, again, via text message. The vendor, by the way, can choose email if they prefer, but they're going to get a text here. And now I can say, hey, I've got a new message. Thanks for scheduling. And if I want to reply, then I can reply right on my phone, so that I can get a message back here. Let's say I want to just communicate back and as the tenant, and I'm going to say, see you tomorrow. And I'm going to send this to the vendor. And you can see here it's sent to Joe Plumber, but it's also on our screen. So we can see all of those communications that happen between the tenant and the vendor. Everything's visible to you, and all the communications that happen is going to be listed right here. Then we've got an audit trail, which is kind of cool. So we can see here that this was a new request was created. Problem was not solved by troubleshooting, and it was submitted to Joe Plumber. And again, if we go to the front screen, we've got all that information. But here's something cool. Under options, we can go to a summary. And this summary is a PDF, and it's going to show all of the information on top there. It's going to show all of our conversations. This, it only has 2 right here, but if this is 100, it's going to show all of them in a string. And then same with audit trail. It's going to show the entire audit trail in a string. So you're going to be able to see exactly what's happened on this work order. And if you want, you can upload this PDF to your software. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that, because guess what? This URL is going to end up in your Appfolio under Notes, in your Propertyware under Conversations, Manager Only, or in your Buildium under Task. And it's linkable, and it'll take you directly to this page. One link, you'll go directly into this page. It's a one-time login, so once you log in on a device, you never have to log in again. So it'll just be one link away to get in and see this information really quickly. But here's the cool thing. Your tenant didn't have to do anything outside of your software. In fact, from their perspective, they're probably assuming these texts are all being generated by your Appfolio, by your Buildium, by your Propertyware, because they just hit submit and they're getting a text back with this troubleshooting, and then they're getting scheduling with the vendor. And your vendor too, they don't have to update their process, because they're getting that text or email if they choose. Guess what? It's got an attachment. It's got a PDF, just like they would get with one of the software. So if they are kind of old school and they want to print it out and bring it with them, they can do that. Or if they even want to call the tenant to schedule, because that's just what they like to do, they can do that manually, and then the software even gives them the ability to update the schedule manually if they choose to, so that it'll be on the software for you. But I think most of your vendors are going to find this is super easy to use, super easy to schedule, especially since they're already seeing the times that the tenant has said they're available, and they could just one-click schedule and just show up Friday. Everybody gets a reminder before the appointment via text or email. So it's really easy for everyone to use. So you're getting these really cool tools, but still being able to say, yeah, we're working directly in Appfolio, we're working directly in Buildium, we're working directly in Propertyware. And when EZ Repair gets a call, we're keying them into your Appfolio, into your Propertyware, into your Buildium. And obviously when your tenant puts on an online work order, they're just going into their portal right through your software. So it's very seamless, all very integrated, and works really well for your tenants who don't have to even know that you're using another software, and for your vendors who don't have to learn anything special. This is very, very simple to use. And for you, you've got that link, that clickable link from your software that you can go in and just check the status anytime you want to, but you don't even need to do that. Everything's going to be in Appfolio, Buildium, Propertyware. That's where we're entering the work orders. But if you want to see what's going on with scheduling, if you want to use the communication tool, it's just a link away from you for you. So anyway, that's what we do at EZ Repair Hotline. When we coordinate the maintenance on the front end, we're going to do all of those front end activities for you in our repair hotline. If you want us to do the follow-up too, we can do that. We do that through a VA. So you have the number of hours that you need for your follow-up, and you're just paying for those hours, for that time, for us to do the follow-up for you. So either way, but you're getting the benefits of this incredible new technology, brand new technology by EZR Tech. EZR Tech is included in the repair hotline. It's included in part of the cost now going forward. We're really excited about it, and love to have you give us a call, try us out if you'd like to, and love your feedback on what you've seen in this presentation and what you think about it. Thanks so much.